watching Lowhand. I am Lowhand. So today we have a very interesting article to read. Well, not read, but talk about. So it's from Screen Rant. It's called Madam Web's Marvel Comics Changes Will Alienate Any Fans She Already Had. Now, just going off this title, this is very interesting. Because over the years, we've seen the MCU, the DCU, these cinematic universes based on these comic books, come about. And then they've had a few changes to the source material, from the source material, I should say. And very interesting that now of all times, now you're bringing up the changes from the comics and how they're bad and how they'll alienate any fans. When really, Marvel and DC have been changing characters' backstories and they're just changing things from the source material. They've been doing that from the very beginning. And now, of all times, you want to bring that up. Now that Madam Web is a socially acceptable thing to shit on. Now you want to bring up how the changes from the source material are going to negatively affect, this entire thing. Now you want to bring that up. Now it's very interesting because, this source material changes have been going on forever, and now that we have this Madam Web movie that everyone's collectively come together to shit on, now you're like, oh, maybe we should address this now. Now that everyone's shitting on it, when if you really cared about comics, which I don't even know if you do, but if you really did, then you should have been bringing up these issues when they were happening. Like a great example of this is Captain America: Civil War, right? I don't hate a lot of things. But Captain America: Civil War is one of the things that I actually have a hatred for. The MCU Civil War is complete dog shit. There are so many needless changes. It's fucking crazy, and it doesn't even work. Right? It's so completely disconnected from anything that the comics try to do that it's basically not even the same movie anymore. It's not even basically the same storyline anymore. And that movie was a great example of source material changes that weren't for the better. That movie was terrible, but a lot of people think it's good, but it's actually terrible. And you didn't want to bring that up. I'm willing to bet that you knew that the source material changes were bad, but because it was socially acceptable to praise this movie, you didn't want to cover this and address this problem because you're that much of a fucking hack that people's opinions are going to dictate whether you cover a story or not. Unless it's socially acceptable, you're not going to address your problem, which is completely terrible. Because now you have all these people thinking that, oh, source material changes are good until it's actually bad, So it's just fucking terrible. I hate this so much. Now that everyone hates Madam Web, now you want to be oh, now it's bad. When it's been bad to begin with, It's not just Madam Web that source material changes have been a detriment to. It's literally any time there's been a drastic change, disconnect from the source material. It's been terrible, and it's just it's so infuriating that it's I don't even. Oh my god! Come on, bro! We all know the Madam Web's terrible, but now that everyone knows that it's terrible, then now you're gonna cover it. You just want to pander to the maximum amount of people, right? You don't really care about that stuff. You only care about the clicks, right? And now that Madam Web is everyone knows it's a terrible movie, now people are oh, Madam Web's. Oh, well, I agree with this, So it's just crazy how you're supposed to be a news source. Or like a journalistic source. I don't really know if it's journalism. It's kind of I don't even know. But it's just crazy that the only way to that you actually address these problems is if everyone acknowledges them. You're not gonna be the first person to be huh, this is actually kind of terrible. No, you're just gonna ride the wave of hate instead of addressing them yourself. You're supposed to be a comic book news thing. You guys are supposed to like comics. I feel it'd be more beneficial to the the entire comic book movie genre if you were to address these problems even though a lot of people don't see them, right? I feel like if you brought attention to these problems, I feel like it would turn out better for these cinematic universes. You just want to subscribe to the what the public believes, what the wider public believes. You don't want to address problems unless everyone already knows it. You don't want to be the first to, you know, address these problems and actually, you know, maybe create some change within this genre. No, you don't care. You just care about the clicks, you care about the money, you care about the people watching your fucking ads. So, yeah, you know, fuck you, CBR. It's not even sorry, fuck. Fuck you, Screen Rant. Yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, so that'll be about it. You've been watching Lowhand, I've been Lowhand, and who cares? Who sees anything?